All right, so today is day 2 of lesson 6.3, and this time we're doing synthetic division. So our question is, how do I divide polynomials using synthetic division? And I think you guys are going to like this more.
Yeah. Synthetic division is a shorthand method of dividing a polynomial by a linear binomial by using only the coefficients. It's pretty straightforward. So I added something here. What are the characteristics of synthetic division that make it synthetic? Well, number one, there are not variables. There's only coefficients. And addition is used instead of subtraction. That is key. Next page. So all I'm going to focus on here before we go on to an example is step number 1. We're going to write the dividend in standard form, including terms with a coefficient of 0.
So just like last time, if there's a variable missing,
right,
like with a term, then we have to put 0 on that variable.
Right. And instead of reading through these now, I'm going to read through these steps as we go through the example.
It'll make way more sense.
The only other thing I want to quickly emphasize, though, is we're using in now, instead of a regular division sign, we use kind of an upside down division sign, and that's, thank you, and that's where the divisor goes. Okay, so I don't think there's anything below here, and here we go. I think we should just go right on to example number 1. So number 1, let's just look at the dividend. Is it in standard form?
Yes.
And we don't need any 0 coefficients. Okay, step number 2 is this. You're going to write the coefficients of the dividend in a horizontal row. So 6, and then leave some space, -5, and -6. That's step 2.
We took these numbers.
That's it. Step 3, in the upper left corner, write the value of A for the divisor. So note, this is where they really get confused, okay? So for example, if the divisor is x minus a, you're going to use a, so not negative, right? If the divisor is x plus a, you're going to use negative a. Remember, opposite of what you think when it's in the parentheses. So our divisor here is going to be -3.
Got it.
That's what goes in the upside down division sign.
All right.
Okay. Now what you're going to do, Miss Boyd, is you're going to leave a little space and you're going to draw a line. Perfect. Step number 4 says copy the first coefficient in the dividend below the horizontal line.
Got it.
See, I'm following the steps exactly. Number 5 says multiply and add. Okay. So what we multiply is we take the 6. Can you circle the 6 below the line? That's what we're multiplying.
Got it.
So 6 times -3 is a -18.
And it goes up here.
6 times, or excuse me.
Then we just add, right?
Then you add, I apologize, yep.
Okay. So
-23. And now -23 times -3 is a 69.
Positive.
And you add. -6 plus 69 is 63. The last column, the number below, put a box around that, please. Okay. That is the remainder.
Got it.
So now we write this the same way we wrote in long division. But students always say, well, do you have an x with the 6? Do you have an x squared with the 6? Here's the key.
I read it backwards.
I do too.
Okay, good.
I do too, but I want to give them a little hint. Notice the dividend. What's the degree of the dividend?
Square.
It's a 2. That means the degree of our quotient or answer will always be 1 less, which is 1, which would be an x. So let's read it backwards like Miss Boyd said.
So I always start with my remainder,
which is 63 over the divisor, x plus 3. You have to write it like that. Then a plus sign.
Then this is just our number.
It's always our constant.
So -23. And then next is an x. So
6x. And if we would have kept going, we would have went x squared and so forth. But the key is
our answer.
The dividend is a degree of 2, so your quotient has a degree of 1, and we are done. Pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
All right, so let's scroll down to example. Should we do example 2, or do you want to go to one that has a 0 coefficient maybe?
Let's do a 0 coefficient.
Okay, so let's save example 2 then. Example 3 has a 0 coefficient, so let's do example 3. Are you ready?
Yep.
So let's bring down our
So I have
Or
a
you know what?
3.
Let's write it in standard form first.
Okay.
So 3x to the fourth
X to the 4th.
minus x cubed
There's no x squared.
plus
Plus
0x squared plus 5x
5x
minus 1. Now we're in standard
Okay.
form.
So now we'll bring down the 3.
Yep,
We'll bring down the negative 1.
correct. We bring down the 0,
Bring down the
5, and we bring down the negative 1. Now we have the upside down division sign, and what goes in there is the opposite.
Negative 2.
Now let's write a plus sign and the line. And step number 1, bring down the 3.
All right. So now negative 2 times 3
Is a negative 6. Now we
And
add.
negative 7.
Now we
7 times
multiply.
negative 2
Is
a positive
14. Now we
And
add. And now we
14
multiply.
times negative 2
Is a negative 28. And now we add. That's negative 23. And we
23
multiply.
times 2 is a 46.
And we add.
And we get 45.
And there we're done.
This is our remainder.
Yep.
Always remember that.
Yep,
The last
so
one's our remainder.
Miss Boyd likes to write it backwards, and so do I.
So I'm going to do 45 over my x plus 2.
Yep. Plus, right there,
So this is our number.
negative 23. That's our
23.
constant. Yep.
I always put pluses.
Doesn't matter.
Bring this down, and this is going to be my x.
Yep.
Bring this down.
That's
and
going to
this
be
is
my x squared. And bring that
Bring
down.
this down, and this is going to be x to the 3rd.
And look at the degree of our dividend was a 4.
Less.
The degree of our quotient was 1 less.
So we did it right.
Yep.
Nice.
Okay, example 4, we're going to save for class. This is
Nice.
really short. Should we
Good.
just do that and we'll go through
Yeah.
those in class?
Heck
Okay, divide by using synthetic division. Notice though, Miss Boyd,
We're
can
missing-
you write this in standard
Yes.
form for them?
We
X
have
to the
x
4th
plus
6x
to the
cubed
3rd
plus 6x squared plus 0x plus 0. You need all
Don't
of
forget all
them.
of them.
I know, aren't we
Okay.
tricky? Now, question 2.
Which would you like better?
Which division method do you prefer? Long division or synthetic division?
Okay.
See you
Bye.
tomorrow.